Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today I'd like to share with you a terminal disease in Chinese Kung Fu. Majority of Kung Fu practitioners today is having this disease. This terminal disease. In fact, this terminal disease has been in Kung Fu or Chinese martial art world for hundreds of years. So you need to know what it is, and for those who really want to learn fighting art from ancient China, no. You need to avoid this at all costs. But then it is very difficult to avoid this too for most. Why? Because their grandmaster having this disease, their Sifu getting this disease, they themselves getting this disease. So they're having the disease, but they don't know. Okay? Because this is a disease where have already deep inside their body. Now, I know about this disease, and I learned about the term is when the trip I went to Fatsan many years ago. The trip I shared with you guys in my previous YouTube. So I went there, and those Sifu who is in the real fighting told me, say, Hendrik, over here we don't gong Kung Fu. Okay? Gong Kung Fu is Cantonese. In Mandarin is sword show. In English is talk Kung Fu. Talk fighting. So I learned that term. So what is this talk Kung Fu, talk fighting is? It turns out that in Chinese martial arts, including Wing Chun, people thinking if they learn some terms, such as in Wing Chun, you say, well, there's Tan Bong Fuk. And then they learn about, oh, Tan Sao can do this, can punch. And then if he punch you, you can use your Bong Sao, this and that and that. And then they keeping adding in different terms like Qi, like using the internal strength. And then the spin in their mind, within their mind, living within their mind, and externally, they just mimic some movement. And then, they're talking about this Kung Fu is from which grandmaster? This king of Wing Chun taught to whom, who taught to whom, who taught to whom. This is exactly Gong Kung Fu. Okay? They have no idea what is the reality. So everything is within their mind. Okay? They can think whatever they like. With this Tan Sao, this Fuk Sao, this Bong Sao, and then this mind power, this blah, 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 blah in their mind. And then you ask them anything, they know everything. They can tell you, we can do this. If he punch me, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, you see, I can practice like the Xiu Lim Tao. I get this magic power. And this is how we do it. How my teacher and the teacher is the king of Wing Chun taught us to do that. This is Gong Kung Fu. Now, to give you an experience, this is exactly like what? Like in high school. Say in the physics class. The instructor teaching physics in the class, writing in the blackboard, you know. And then we're supposed to go back to read our book, physics books, read the introductions, the theory behind the physics in the chapter, and then we need to supposed to look at the sample example there. And then, of course, you need to solve the problem come with the chapter. Okay? So that's how you learn physics in the high school and other topic too, right? The teacher talk about the term, the physics term, like the Newtonian physics, you know, the force, the momentum, and so forth. And then you read it in the books. The first part of the book will come with the theory and the example, and then all the rest of the part, it will be your exercise, the drill, the homework you need to do. That's how in a proper learning of the physics. But many, they go to class, they heard what the teachers talk about, they read the first part of the books about the theory, about the example there, sample example there for solving problem. They never do the homework to solve the problem in that chapter. So they think that because they go to class, they know what the teacher is talking about. They read the book and they saw the sample example in the book. They think they know it all, but yet they never solve a single problem in the exercise of that chapter or the homework of that chapter. So these type of people, when they get into the midterm examinations, they get an F, and they couldn't even understand what is the questions asked in the examinations, the list of the questions. I think we all have that experience, like, oh yeah, this is simple. The teacher is talk about this. I read the book. Yeah, I already read the book. Exam, a piece of cake. But you go to the exam, you completely have no idea what is that the exam is asking. So those who do Gong Gong Fu is exactly like that. Oh, I know the lecturer said there's momentum, impulse, blah, blah, blah. I read the book, wow, this is thing, blah, blah, blah. All in their mind, they never sit down to solve the problem which is need to be solved in that entire chapter. And that's why they fail in the examinations. Those who do Gong Gong Fu is like that. They thought they know what the teacher said. They thought they have completely mastered what the chapter introductions said, but they never touch that real problem solving, and thus, in the reality, they actually don't know what that chapter is talking about. That's why in the exam, they completely fail. So people in Gong Gong Fu is like that. Okay? You look around, the majority of the Kung Fu practitioner is that. I remember more than 50 years ago when I first started judo. What do? The first few months, you learn what? Every day you do, you need to do the side fall, front fall, back fall, again and again and again. Oh, front row. Again and again. Nobody's going to teach you how to throw. You need to learn that first. Front fall, side fall, back fall, roll. And then for months, and then the teacher say, okay, now you can learn the first throw. The first throw, the second throw. That's how it is. So that is like in the physics class, you go down there, you're solving the problem, and you don't know how to solve the problem. You feel miserable, but you keeping thinking. You just work as hard as you can, and now solving the problem, and it takes blood and sweat or tears to get it. Same thing with my Kyokushin training. My Shihan told me, the low roundhouse kick, if you never do more than 3,000 roundhouse kick, you never know what is a roundhouse kick. But you see, the Chinese martial is not. It's Gong Kung Fu. This secret art, this authentic Wing Chun, this internal Wing Chun is passed down by this king of Wing Chun to my teacher's teacher, and then my teacher passed to me. This is a Tan Bong Fuk. This is doing this way, that way. If he punch you this way, you'll do this way, and then your body this way, that way, that way. And then when other people say, well, you know, we have internal Wing Chun, we have Qi. Oh, yeah, we have Qi too. So that's Gong Kung Fu. It's very different than those who solving problem, work really hard day in, day out to solve their physics problem in the physics class, or the judoka who do the back fall, the front fall, the roll, until even if they fall down from the bed when they are asleep, they can do the fall. Okay? So the judoka, the judo practice is a real Kung Fu. All the spinning in your mind, talking about terminology, who is the grandmaster or who, all this nonsense is Gong Kung Fu. That's called fake Kung Fu. Now, to get you into more serious in Wing Chun. The other day I just tell you, when you practice your Xu Lim Tao, don't tell me which lineage, which whatever king of Wing Chun taught you, or whatever, or you know this, you know that, act like a really wise guy. Do you train your chest muscle, your back muscle? Do you get engaged in your core, in your glute, in your thigh, in your entire leg? As I shared with you the other day, right? You have all this engaged and all this muscle. Every time you train your Xu Lim Tao, you train that. And that will come with your breathing too. Unless you go do that drill again and again for months, like the people who practice judo, or the guy who really seriously learned physics solving that problem, you go nowhere. So today you look at people who practice Xu Lim Tao, you play the Yip Man movie song and music, and then you start to act like you practice something really deep. But you never develop your chest muscle, your back muscle, your shoulder muscle, have never ever engaged with your core, your butt, and your glute, your thigh. What the heck is that? That's called Gong Kung Fu. And another example, for example, sticking body short strike. Sticking body short strike. So sticking body short strike have 4 arms. I already said 10,000 times in this YouTube. You have your leg arm here. You have your body arm here. You have your two arms here. That's sticking body short strike. Your leg arm is to manage his momentum. Manage his leg, manage his momentum. Your body arm is to doing a tactical jamming, meaning you disrupt his center of gravity, you disrupt his center line, you attack his center line. And then you have these two hands. Now, if you want to do a sticking body short strike, the guy who do Gong Kung Fu will say, I manage my opponent's leg too, but it doesn't work. Okay? Or I have a tactical jamming on the opponent too, but it doesn't work. I get pushed away. What do you questions? In order to do a body tactical jamming, the body hand, first you need to develop your 7 bowls. Every joints of the bowls, the 7 joints, the 7 bowls, you need to be able to use every part of your body, your butt, your shoulder, your hip, so that you be able to handle whatever the situation here. And then that is just condition of your body. You need that body conditioning. It's like the judo, front fall, back fall, side fall. You need that. And then you need to know the using of the strength, which is the force flow, how you handle the action-reaction force and how you handle the momentum, which is, it can be a torque type of momentum or a direct in-post standing. Otherwise, how are you going to jam the opponent? So you need your body conditioning, every joint from the feet to the top of the head, you be able to handle them, manual them. And then you need to be able to handle the force, action-reaction force, the momentum in terms of angular momentum and direct momentum and generating impulse. If you don't have this, how the hell are you going to do jamming? Same thing for your leg. Your leg managing. You need to have these 7 bowls. You need to learn how to shoot in. And then that is just to make sure that your body, you have the tools to do the job of leg management. And then in the management, you need to know how do you crush the entire, like between the leg, the crotch. You need to know the sweep. You need to know the trip. Without knowing this, it is Gong Kung Fu. There are people who told me, you know what? Oh, I am using my body hand to jam the opponent. But you know what? My weight is too light, so it doesn't work. When people told me that, I know he have no idea what it is. It's still in the Gong Kung Fu realm, okay? It's a daydreaming. Does anybody, in any of my YouTube talk about, or my book talk about, if your body weight is too light than the opponent, those kind of stuff? Or we talk momentum, torque, and so forth. And how to make use of that momentum. The same thing with this leg management. Somebody told me, you know, I manage his leg, but he still be able to turn his body and push me and so forth. I mean, what the heck is manage his leg and he be able to do this and that to turn to push you? If you really learn it, to manage the leg, you shoot in between the crotch, the first thing, how the hell he's going to keep his or being stable there? So it's like those who practice in BJJ, even you are the bigger guy, when they get into you for the takedown, you be in the defensive position. Once the BJJ can't attack you, even they're smaller than you. Okay? Same thing. So, if you don't train this, you don't know the body conditioning, you never train it, and you don't know how to handle the angular momentum, the linear momentum, and you don't know about all this handling of the crossing the couch, the tipping, the sweeping. How the hell is that leg management and tactical jamming with the body? But there are many people who do that, who told me that I use this body jamming and this leg management. So when I ask them, tell me what is the body conditioning you need for your body hand jamming? What is the purpose of the body jamming? What is the purpose of the leg management? What is the purpose? What is the conditioning needed for your leg? People won't be able to tell that. You just say, oh, it doesn't work. So those are the people who live in their brain. Whenever anybody say anything, they thought they know. They thought that they have information, so they know. So as what I shared with you just now, it's like those who went to the physics class, they sitting down there, whatever the teacher said, they thought they know because they're spinning their mind in their own way. They read the chapter, they thought they know because they're spinning their mind in their own way. But they never solve problem. That's why they don't know what the heck's going on. But then, yet, because they have their terminology, their informations, they thought they know. So I share with you these two examples, like the Xiu Lim Tao and this short strike stuff. You have plenty of people who doing Gong Kung Fu. So whenever you heard about people say breathing, when I say breathing, oh, this Sifu have breathing too. This is the disaster of Chinese Kung Fu today. We don't even talk about today on the real fight, how the plum flower footwork used. Once you get into the crotch, of course it's going to change, and he change, you change. This is just very beginning. It's like the judo. You get thrown, you need to know how to fall. But you don't even have that. So avoid this. Avoid keep thinking in their mind, putting all kinds of informations, mimic movements, talking about who is your teacher, blah, 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 blah. Those is fake Kung Fu. Those are not Chinese Kung Fu. Those are not Wing Chun. Avoid that at all costs. But then, most have this disease cannot. Why? They go to their school, their teacher talk about that way, their grand teacher talk about that way. It's practically you are living within that terminal disease. Of course, you're not going to see the world. So no matter what I say here, people still living in that disease world. Okay? Avoid this at all costs. Real Kung Fu is like the judo example I share with you. You don't get the basic, you don't get all the drill to get the really fundamental thing, and understand what is needed for this and that, and you develop it. Forget about it. It's just bullshit, okay? So, avoid this, but you know that most people couldn't even see through this because, as what I say, the entire school, the Sifu is like that, the Grand Sifu is like that. So they are living in that world. So that's hopeless, okay? Now, for those who really have not learned the traditional Chinese Kung Fu yet, disregard of what Kung Fu, Wing Chun or internal or whatever, make sure you got instructor who is experienced, who fight, to train you. Make sure you pay a large amount of money, tuition fee, to learn that. You need to have a teacher who have experience, who have a fought experience. He doesn't have to be the king of Wing Chun or the best fighter of Wing Chun, but he fought before in open tournament. Okay? In Chinese, it's Lui Toi. You fought there. So when I in Phật San, everybody say, well, we fought in this Lui Toi, in this Lui Toi, in this Lui Toi. You need to have a teacher to have those experiences taught you. Instead of, you learn from me. My teacher is this guy. My teacher's teacher is this guy, and this famous guy. And he passed down the secret to me. Not this type of thing. This type of thing is all this Gong Kung Fu stuff. It's like the guy who went to the physics class, listen to the teacher talk, and then read the book a little bit, don't solving the problem from the homework, never take the examinations, never know that they completely screw up, and then they have their own thinking, start a lineage, their way, their interpretations, teaching somebody, and somebody taught you something like what this teacher, this Gong Kung Fu teacher taught. Not those type of things. You need to get those who really fought. And you need to pay big money for that. Why? I have tried 13 years ago, in this room here, every Sunday and Saturday, every Saturday, I have a class here for free. But nobody listen. Nobody really do homework. And then later, some friend told me, Hendrik, if they don't charge high price, they do not value what you taught them. Same thing today. A lot of people message me. Some of them, I told them the same screw up for 3 times, and then I shut them down completely. They never value whatever if they don't pay for it. So, if you really want something, get a teacher who really fought, who really have in the ring, or the student in the ring. And then, you pay the whatever tuitions needed. That's how to learn. Okay? So this is what I'd like to share with you today. Seriously, I have lost my hope on traditional Chinese Kung Fu because today, those who not Gong Kung Fu is very small percentage. Most of them are Gong Kung Fu. So when people yesterday asked me, do you think Wing Chun will reform? I said, no. We cannot go back to 1850. And today Wing Chun is a mess. It's almost Gong Kung Fu. And then say, well, my fist is better than you. Talk with your fist, not talk with your mouth. But then when you meet Xi Xiaodong, can completely you cannot last a few seconds. This Gong Kung Fu guy is like that. So, for me, my job is just a Horatio. I told the world the story of Hamlet as it is. So I told whatever the Wing Chun 1850 as it is. How it linked to all the Shishiguang military art and so forth. Do you think I care if this thing continue on? I don't. My job is to put it in America so people later on in history be able to check this out. As what everybody want to do, that's their business. I am not a savior of Wing Chun. I don't even care. Why? As you guys know, I study many art. I study judo, I study kyokushin, I study Shaolin. I have a lot of things I study. I belong to a lot of martial arts school or style. Why do I have to playing savior for Wing Chun? I don't have to. I don't want the job. I just want to provide education so that those who really want to know the Chinese culture, want to know what exactly the reality of Wing Chun, know what is going on in the history, and also know that no, not all Chinese martial art practitioners is this Gong Kung Fu people. Talk, thinking, have all this idea, all this knowledge. You ask the judo guy to throw them, see that they be able to fall properly or they crack their bone. That's how serious, how bad it is.